So here we are, friends. Good afternoon to you. It's, well, it's 2023 for crying out loud. And I'm kicking the year in with my old carcass giving me some reminders, who's in charge. And it's not me. It's definitely not me. Because if it was nice out like it is right now and I was in the shape I am physically to not be able to get out and work, it would be twice as hard. If you've never smelt that stuff, I would almost suggest, like I guarantee you put that little bit of that on there like that and you little on the wrists and give it a little rub behind the ears. I'm telling you right now, if you've never had a girlfriend in your life, you'll find one with that stuff on you. Straight goods. That's, oh man, I feel like going off on a rant right now. I think we tend to get into trouble when we got nothing to do. Who agrees with that? Leave it in the comments. If you were sitting at home because you're like me right now, you got a bad wheel or a bad wing, and I think idle time is bad for man. In general, I speak as man as just in general, the saying man, mankind, womankind. I don't think idle time's good for us, fellas. I'm speaking to the fellas right now. I'm speaking to everybody, but man especially. We're not good with idle time. We got to find something to do with our idle time or it can get sideways. Don't you agree? Tell me you freaking do or you don't. I'm no good. I'm a work in progress. I'll tell you right now. I'm a peaceful man, but when I'm out of balance, I don't prefer it. I just don't prefer it. I'll be honest with you. But anyways, it's just shooting off, really. Just shooting off with the gums here today. Old Myrtle's here. Myrtle never cries about nothing. Bucking, you know. Myrtle don't complain. Patience. Man learns about patience is what he does. Over and out. Okay. What a nice muffler that is. Wow. But friends, these are so easy to on off. It's very simple. It's 2 bolts. I have a design in mind, and the only thing, it's coming. The only thing that is the end all be all is getting the bolts in to come straight in. We have to figure a plan out because I have an idea and I think it's let's see, it is doable. But I'm gonna throw this muffler on this saw now. That's how that sits. Isn't that nice, friend? Look at the work he done. This is a special muffler, this one. He even, like, Morgan, come on. He even bent that towards the way the exhaust comes out. But we know, and this saw is sharp right now. It's nice. It's very nice, actually. It's got I hand filed the square back into it. And I'm getting better at that hand filing. Square. But this year we're going to concentrate on round filing, friends. We're going to concentrate on round filing. At least I can lift my hand up to but you know something, friends? I'm looking at my square, and this was done by hand, friends, okay? This was done by hand, and I got to be honest. I've looked at a lot of square ground chain in the last 25 years. 20 mainly, because for the first few years following, I hand filed round. Till I got hooked up with the bear So I think this was the saw where I bored in by my hand the other day. Yes, it was. It was. But where I do that one-handed thing on the log, friends, and I check my rakers, yeah. So as let's do this. So if there's anybody out there doing practicing square ground chain, I wanna show you something. Here, let's put this muffler under there. So, oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that handy? Look at this. I gotta be very careful, friends, at this stage of where I'm at with my shoulder, because I can easily do something that's not smart. And yeah, I don't want to do that. Look at that muffler. It's just holding up the saw right now, but that is a this is Harvey's big bore. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so and then there's this guy. And I'm actually going to take that off there because I know it works. I do know it works. Friends, I've tried. I can't tell you how many freaking pipes I've tried. Lots. And then this thing here is going to get a pipe. And that's not it. That's not the pipe. That's just one that fits on there and works. Actually, Morgan's pipe is going to work on there, I think. Yeah. Excuse me. So there's the original bear claw design where it all started. Let's look at this, friends. Look at this. Look at that. You would not believe how effective that is. Straight up, friends. Look at that thing. It's thick. It's solid. I ran it on a saw for years. Fallen timber, friends. Like this. And look at how barbaric it is. It comes straight shot, straight out. Look at that. Straight out of the boom, right? To about whatever it is. Looks like 1, 2, 2.5 inches to about right there. And then straight up, which means back pressure. Then into a small can and escape. So I actually don't think these other mufflers are better than this. They're better than this. This is a great muffler, by the way. That's the first one that started this whole craze right there. It just is. If anybody's been following along for 7 or 8 years now, that's it. So look where we've come. Look where some of this stuff's going now. But they all have this, I call it it's for pull. This creates pull. We all know that on those tune pipes. This tune pipe craze that's going around, it's only good for one thing, and that's cookie cutting and seeing how fast we can get them cutting. That's it. They're nothing to do with running power saw in the bush. You can't run a tune pipe in the bush unless you've got something that looks a little bit like that. Because I actually think this is working like a tune pipe. That's the best pipe I've ever had. Yeah, I did. It's right here, friends. Yes, indeed. It's right here. So we're going to take this barn chain off. My buddies at Ripsaw. Friends, I've sent my 500i to Ripsaw. Do you know who that is? Well, they're a company that, I got to be honest, they gave me a saw. I couldn't believe it, actually. I've really got to watch this arm. I can't be... I just got to go very methodically with it. It's good to move your injuries around, just not overdo it, right? So Ripsaw is a company out of PA, And when I met Nick Pixel, or when Pixel picked me up when we were doing Paul Bunyan, gosh, that was a fun show. I sure enjoyed meeting all those people and those coal miners. Boys, we're doing that again, friends. We're doing it again. It was such a good time. But I met these young fellas, Ripsaw they're called. You see them on Instagram. They port saws, friends. They port saws, and I tried some of their saws. These guys are super nice. They gave me a freaking 200T, and then built me a freaking, Echo 2511T. They built me one and gave it to me. So friends, you know, I've run their 500, their 200T. Not much. I've run the Echo. It's a good saw. I like what they do to that saw. Plain and simple. I like it. Harvey did me one too. They're actually similar, believe it or not, but that doesn't surprise me. Harvey's been around the game a long time. So, but what I'm saying, friends, is these guys are going to send me a saw. Like I sent my 500 to them, friends. Okay? So when I get that I'm not a 500 fan. You all know that. But if these guys did something to this saw that'll make me grab it more than I was grabbing it before, I'll let you know. Where are you? Just got to be very careful with this arm. So I'm just gingerly going through here in the wood. Look at that, friends. Out she comes. Shclank, shclank. It is a beautiful muffler. It's a little heavier than this one, but that's a big pipe. That's a big pipe. Burning garbage over there or something. Huh. So here's, look at this. Look at how smart Morgan is. See that? 266, 272, or bigger. Actually, to be honest with you, I think this could go on a bigger saw. Yeah, Morgan, you were smart to do these, Morgan. How you got that going in there and how that goes around like that. You can see where the heat is on that one. It slams up right there and then rolls around this way. That's actually very neat, Morgan. Very neat. This one does the same. I can't wait. We haven't run this one yet. You see what he done, right? This feels good. I gotta watch my arm. I'm not kidding you, friends. One little twist. We're on. It's that simple. We're on. Now, the problem is, do we start this saw with this bad arm? I always get to this point where I'm like, am I actually going to do this? Friends, this is a pretty nicely ported iron horse saw. It's not orangutan, but it is very strong. It's a very strong saw. I feel like throwing the bar and chain on and cutting something over there. I'm just itching to cut terribly. Whew. I don't want to push it, friends. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I might have to start it like a girl. I shouldn't have said that. That's going to hurt someone's feelings when they see how I started. So, right? So this little muffler here, friends, it was a bear claw design. It was a great design. It was a firecracker. It's, you know what this is good for? Limbing. And it pulls. Don't mistake it. It pulls. So what it is there's not a huge space here. There's not a huge cannon of big can. There's no big can here. It's just out, up and bang, out and gone. Like honestly, that's what the trick is about this thing, I think. Okay, I'm starting to get excited. I gotta try this. We need to try this. So, you know what I should do, don't you? You know what I should do, don't you? I think you do know. I think what we should do. Oh, there's actually that cedar. Yeah, we could take a rip off that cedar. Yeah. Okay. Do you know what might be working the best for me to start this right now, friends? Is like one of these, right? This saw's not, well, actually it is. I'm not pulling with my right hand, I'll tell you that. It's the holding the saw. My saws are always clean, friends, like this, okay? I blow them out every time I come home. You can tell this one hasn't been hit, look. So, it's, yeah, you can see it. It's all covered in dust. And I came home the other day sore and I just left it. So, every time I come home with my power saws, it's got to be a bad day for me to not do this. I'm going to show you a little trick if you're compromised or if you don't want to, you know, play around with your saw not starting or whatever. So I got this. There. I pour that in there. So now there's gas in the carburetor, friends. Boom. It's that simple. But it does work. I actually think it's just cedar, friends, right? Sure is a nice running saw, that one iron horse, that big bore. So it works lovely. Very nice. I'm astounded, friends, astounded at what that ram horn does to this thing. We should almost, just because we're doing this here right now, is swap it, but I shouldn't push my luck. I shouldn't push my luck. My wife's gonna be mad at me. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, this is lovely. The muffler definitely works. 100% it works. It's hard. It's hard when you've got the ram horn muffler, friends. It's hard. And that ram horn muffler is on the stock saw right now. It's on that stock little, well, 372. It's on the stock saw that I bought a couple years ago. Good evening, friends. So here, how's everybody doing? It's late again, but guess what? I'm getting a freaking video out there. So that's fun. And it's, I think, 2 days after that. So yeah, it's good. It's coming. But anyways, here's what happens when you get a gentleman like Morgan, who is very crafty at his metalwork, friends. I mean, he just is. And it's not only, Morgan's not a guy who just like letting a chicken go loose on feed. You know what I mean? He's not frantic. He's very methodical in his mind and in his thought process. But the only problem here is, and Morgan will understand this, because I'm not a yes man, friends. That's why I have few very close friends. I don't say that that's great if it's not great. I don't. And the thing is with this muffler is there is a design flaw. And he knows it already, but I'm going to say it. And this is where a guy who doesn't know and hasn't run a ton of saw in a production setting, when you buck a log, the saw goes forward. And if your out ports are like this, you're going to close right up against the log. So Morgan knows this, and he knew it after he put it on the saw and after he built it. But I'm going to tell you something right now. That muffler works. It works real good. I actually ended up throwing the ram horn on. But by that time, I cut a little bit, and that old cedar log has some grit and grime in it. So, but it was actually close to the ram horn. Different, though. Yeah. So that muffler works real good. But Morg, I think our best bet is to get those out or down or something, because you can't have that in the logs like that. This is a wonderful muffler. He gave it to me, friends. I'm honored. I'll probably cut them off a little bit so that when it does butt up, it'll still shoot out the side. You know what I mean? That freaking muffler works. Anyway, friends, I'm going to upload this. It's probably going to be 9 bells by the time you get it. But it's just me doing my thing. I love yous all. Work hard. Be honest. And be kind. And we'll catch you on the next one. Over and out.